So for my informative speech, I'm going to be talking about feeding the homeless. The purpose of this paper is to talk about how feeding the homeless is a way of showing love that God has showed us, that it's better to give than to receive, and how feeding the homeless is not just civically beneficial, but opens up the ability to share about God. I enjoy feeding the homeless because it's a way of expressing my relationship with God to others while also just helping others. This is the right thing to do. I mean, it's not just spiritually good, but it's also civically good. We should be spiritually motivated to give to the homeless because God gave to us, but we should also want to give to the homeless as good human beings. Feeding the homeless is a way of showing that the love that God has shown us. Often when feeding the homeless, they wonder, or they might wonder, why we're doing this. Like, what are our motives behind it? And it's not just a good thing to do it as like a decent citizen, which we should be doing it as decent citizen, like as trying to be good citizens, we should be doing it. But another reason why we should be doing it is to show them the love that God has shown us. And that's where it ties into a biblical worldview. And for a lot of them, it might be hard to comprehend that, but that's an opportunity to share about God and the love that He's shown us and that we're trying to show them. And it's actually commanded in the Bible to love your neighbor. So, I mean, aside from the fact that, like, it's said in the Bible, I mean, we're all in this world together. We're all just trying to get by, and some of us are going to be higher up than others. And that being said, we should all be looking to help each other out. I mean, if someone's higher up than others, then we should be trying to help give people a helping hand. But on a spiritual level, though, it is commanded that one should love your neighbor, and as it's classified in the Bible, everyone on earth is your neighbor. So we should be trying to love and help everyone. There's actually a verse in the Bible, Leviticus 25:35-36, that says, "If any of your fellow Israelites become poor or unable to support themselves among you, help them as you would a foreigner and a stranger, so they can continue to live among you. Do not take interest or any profit from them, but fear your God, so that you may continue to live among you." So it's basically saying to help support people around you, and it practically says people in poverty. So another thing is that it's better to give than always just receive. When giving, it like opens up your eyes and it makes you feel better about yourself. Like you're actually making a difference in the world one step at a time. When you give, you realize that it's such a blessing to others, and that having the ability to bless others and make an impact in someone's life is just an amazing thing. I mean, it's not every day that you get to do that. When you give to others or help others in need, you feel a lot better about yourself, and you have a sense of accomplishment, like you're actually making a difference in the world and helping. And God says it's actually better to give. I mean, God says it's better to receive, better to give and receive. I get that mixed up. Yeah, God says it's better to give than to receive, and that the reward in heaven is far greater. So, I mean, God blesses those that give, and He desires that we do that. That's what it says in the Bible, and He just supports that. This act of kindness, feeding the homeless, opens up the ability to share about God. This is probably my main biggest point. But they all kind of tie into this. So feeding the homeless is a great way to be able to also share about God. I mean, often if you're feeding the homeless, like in a church setting, for example, you open up the area to the homeless, and as they're getting their food and they're sitting down and they're eating, or even as they're getting in line to get their food, it gives you the opportunity, like in between all that time, to share about God. You can have like a pastor speaking about God, or you can even like be handing out like little booklets. Or there's just so many different things you could do with it. But it's an excellent way to open up the ability to share about God, because, I mean, let's say like you just go up to a random homeless person and then you start ranting to them about like, hey, you should believe in this or whatever, and then God loves you, whatever. I would say that a homeless person that's being fed, like someone's showing them acts of kindness for no reason, I'd say they're more inclined to listen than someone who you just go up to and you don't offer any help or anything, you just offer advice. Most people probably wouldn't listen. But yeah, feeding the homeless, it sets a good foundation for sharing about the gospel to them, because then they see through you giving and like feeding them that there's love inside you, and they wonder where that love comes from. So then you're able to share that love comes from God, and that God is giving you everything, so you want to give to everyone else. You want to give other people the love that God has shown you, and then it just opens up like a great opportunity to share about God. And like I've done this before, and like my dad has done it too, and it's great. It really opens up a lot of opportunities. So overall, feeding the homeless is an excellent civic as well as a great act from a Christian's perspective. And it's just good for helping and sharing the gospel as well. In conclusion, everyone should look to find ways to give back to the community. whether it's feeding the homeless or whether it's anything else. I mean, like, it's Christmas season, and there's a bunch of different things you can do with Christmas, like, I don't know, giving presents to kids or whatever. But the main idea I'm trying to make is that you should be trying to look for ways to give back to the community, and because it's not just a civically good thing to do, but it's also spiritually good thing to do. It's the right thing to do. Thank you.